forbidden place where man has tampered with nature, something unexpected has evolved.
Hey everyone, it's Jonathan and welcome to the final episode in our Jurassic Park series. Today Sam and I are back one last time to talk Jurassic Park, this time on the mostly underwhelming final film of the franchise, until they rebooted it to mixed results with Jurassic World. Jurassic Park 3 was never my favorite film in the franchise, but I never hated it like I knew a lot of other people on the internet did. I liked the Spinosaurus, and I thought it was another awesome, suspenseful dinosaur action movie. However, rewatching it for the podcast, after having not seen it in years, was certainly a different experience than when teenage me watched it for the first time. I guess now decades of watching movies has either jaded me or shown me the right and wrong ways to make movies, because this one was so much less fun than I thought I remembered it being. However, I still really like chunks of this movie, even if the overall results are now underwhelming. But ultimately, I'm still so glad we decided to include this one in our book versus movie series, despite this one not having a corresponding book like the other two, because I learned a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff on the film that really made a few things click for me as to why some of the things I found I had an issue on were even in this movie. Plus, it's just so much fun talking movies with Sam, so even if we didn't love the movie itself, I still feel like this was a great way to close out the series. Most of the Jurassic movies have their flaws, but at the end of the day, Jurassic Park 3 is still a dinosaur movie, and sometimes that's exactly what I want. Well, I guess to start with, we probably saw this, well, maybe, unless you saw it in theaters.
I saw it in theaters.
Okay,
Yep.
So you were...
18.
Okay, and I was 15 when this came out. I think I saw it probably not long after it came out, because I was trying to remember the exact timeline of when I watched these. Because I was thinking I was 15 when I first watched them, but it's possible that I was late 14.
Well, because it came out in 2001, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I remember the advertising for this, and I kind of wonder if, like, I don't remember for sure, but I kind of wonder if the advertising for this is what made me finally watch the originals. I can't remember for sure, because I remember wanting to see this when it came out. But I can't remember if that was because I had seen the others already, or if I just like dinosaurs and wanted to see this. I don't remember.
I mean, I honestly have no memory of, like, advertisements or anything, but I also saw the other two in theaters, so I imagine that's probably why we went, because I was like, dinosaurs, I love dinosaurs, let's go see Jurassic Park 3. Like, how bad can it be?
And you don't like this movie.
I like it more now that the other movies have come out. I have forgiven it.
Okay.
For some of the things, but rewatching, I didn't rewatch it, but I watched, like, people's first time watchings so that I could just have it on in the background while I had headphones on. And it's, it's a movie.
Yeah, rewatching it this time, I did not like it as much as I had liked it before, because I really did like this movie.
I think I am almost 100% certain that sitting in the theater watching this, I was like, uh-oh. Like, what am I watching? Like, what? I mean, I was, like I said, I think I was 18, or probably, I don't know what month this came out, so I'd have been around 18. And I hadn't become, like the person who, like, breaks down movies and, like, criticizes, like, things like cinematography and CGI and animatronics. Like, I wasn't that person yet. I wasn't quite so broken and cynical. I was more like, let's go see a movie. It's fun. But I remember watching this movie and just immediately being like, what are we doing here? What is happening?
Yeah, when I first watched this, same as you, I was not, like, picking things apart, not analyzing things. So in my memory, I liked this movie a lot more than I did recently rewatching it. I still like aspects of it. I do really like the Spinosaurus. It's a really cool monster dinosaur.
Creature thing.
Yeah. But character-wise...
Oh, God.
I kind of hated almost everybody.
I just... Like, one of the only couple notes that I actually made before we started doing this was Téa Leoni. So they gave her the Karen haircut before Karen haircuts were a thing. And I know you've never seen Bad Boys with Will Smith, okay?
I've heard of it. I don't even know what
But
it's
she's
about.
in that. And when I watched this, I did not realize it was the same actress because her hair and makeup in this movie is so god-awful. This is what she looks like in Bad Boys. Look at that woman.
She does not look even a smidgen like her character here.
No, it's a crime. And I mean, and also she screams and she's so annoying. But I'm like, what did they do to you?
Yeah. For me, Téa Leoni, this is the movie that I know her from.
You should really watch Bad Boys. It's a good movie.
I'm not sure I've seen her in literally anything else. This is the, like, if somebody says Téa Leoni, Jurassic Park 3 is immediately the thing that pops into mind.
Yep. Seeing, for me, before Jurassic Park 3, it was Bad Boys, which I don't know what year that came out. Oh, 95. So, I mean, she was a little bit younger, too, but still, it goes to show what hair and makeup can do for a person. Mm-hmm. Not that I'm judging her on her looks, just that, again, I'm like, why... Miss.
It's not looks that she did to herself, it's looks that were chosen for her for the movie.
And also her character is
her.
just awful.
I kind of just hated her.
Everybody hated her.
I did not remember being so annoyed by her.
Everybody's annoying.
Yes.
Everyone's annoying. And Alan Grant is annoyed by everyone.
Justifiably so.
Yes. and like, I'll give Sam Neill credit. He is still very much channeling Alan Grant. Like, he is, unlike Jeff Goldblum's character, who has changed kind of a little bit between movies, like, he is still very much, like, pretty similar to the Alan that we had, except for the whole, we'll get into him and Ellie in a little bit, but I still, every time he smiles, though, I'm like, I just can't get his horror movies out of my head. Every time he smiles, I just get a cold feeling in my gut, like he's gonna do something awful. You gotta watch the movies where he's a horror villain, because it's just like, whenever he smiles, I'm like, oh, this is a bad man. But it's not a bad man, it's Alan Grant. I love Alan Grant, but he's just so iconic for his horror movie roles that kind of ruined Alan Grant for me. Plus, he does, throughout this movie, look like he's gonna lose his
I mean, they tricked him into going to a place he never wanted to go, so... Now he's fleeing
But they
for his
lured
life.
him again with money, so shame on you. Raise your standards, sir. And his little partner friend, is it Ben? Or is that the kid? Who's Ben?
Billy.
Billy.
I didn't remember him being as annoying as I kind of found him this time
annoying.
either.
Yeah. And it is like the opening scene. I'll give them credit. Dinosaur. That's very clever. I gotcha. That is very clever. I like that. But I'm like, oh, the green screen. But then we get a wide cinematic shot. I'm like, oh, this looks nice. Oh, we're back to this green screen. What is this? Why are we doing this? What's happening? I know you got money. I know you do. This is the Jurassic Park franchise. But also I'm like, oh, Steven Spielberg's not here.
Yeah, he was making AI at the time. The movie AI, not actual AI.
I was like, wait, which... No.
No.
That creepy movie with Haley Joel Osment.
I love that movie.
I'm not a big...
I don't know why. It should not be a movie I love. I love that movie so much.
But yeah, so he sacrificed the dinosaurs for AI.
Joe Johnston, who is the director, he's been wanting to direct a Jurassic Park movie since the beginning. Like, he wanted to direct The Lost World, but Steven Spielberg took that one and said, if I make another one, then you can direct that one. Mm-hmm. So that's how he came to be involved. But the whole way that this movie came to be was so convoluted. Like, I probably won't go into everything, but I took so many notes reading about the production of this movie.
Yeah, you told me you had tons of things.
It was...
Which is great, because I have nothing.
It sounds like it was ridiculous. Like...
Well, the movie's a mess. Like, it makes sense.
Yeah, and once I was reading about how the story ended up falling into place and being what it is, I was like, this is why this doesn't feel anything at all like the others, because it's kind of just a mashup of multiple versions of the story, because the story went through at least 4 different story treatments before they landed where they are. And even in the last one, they kept changing it and putting things in from other versions. Like, I'll try and summarize what I wrote, but I've got like paragraphs and paragraphs, paragraphs of all these things that I was finding out. Because the first story is not really even, it wasn't really something that they put together and decided to make a movie. But Spielberg came up with a story that he wanted to do. And aspects of that were used later on, but ultimately this did not happen. But his initial idea was to have the movie start with Alan Grant being discovered to be living on one of InGen's islands. And it was,
Alan, what are you doing?
it was supposed to be something like he had snuck in after not being allowed to research the dinosaurs, and he was living in a tree like Robinson Crusoe.
So he would have been like a Levine character from the Lost World book.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
But that does not feel like Dr. Alan Grant.
No, Alan hated those damn dinosaurs by the end of that movie. He did not want to have anything to do with them ever again.
Uh-huh. And for as much as Joe Johnston can be criticized for a lot of different choices made, he ultimately said he could not imagine Alan Grant wanting back on any island that had dinosaurs on it after the first movie.
No, if you would have said Ellie, I could let that slide a little bit. Because she
Yeah,
wasn't
maybe.
quite as traumatized, and she was more kind of into it, you know. I would have believed maybe a little bit more.
Maybe, but definitely not.
But not Alan.
Grant. No.
By the time that movie ended, he's like, I'm done with damn dinosaurs.
Yeah. So then, once they got the ball rolling, they brought on a writer, Craig Rosenberg, who's someone I was not familiar with. He only has like 5 or 6 movie credits on Wikipedia, but he's worked on some TV shows that became big recently that I've never seen. Preacher, The Boys, and Gen V.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, his style of writing has changed dramatically then since 2001.
I don't think he is the one who made the shows, but he's written a bunch of episodes for each of them.
Which just kind of makes sense because the dialogue in this movie is very much like TV movie.
Yeah. But his draft involved teenagers getting marooned on Isla Sorna.
Oh, God, no, that's even worse.
I feel like I almost would like that better than
Well,
what
I mean, we get to see them all die, so I mean, that's fun, but still, I don't need like 2001 teenagers, especially.
Yeah. But his version involved a motorcycle chase with raptors, so they really wanted to get that in there.
So, like the Lost World movie, the Lost World book.
That just keeps popping up. He also had a scene involving a Chronosaurus, which is an underwater reptile.
No wonder they pushed the advertising in the Lost World so much. Look, we got the raptor chase on the motorcycle. We finally did it.
And I guess that was written before Johnston came on. And when he came on, he rejected the script. He has 2 conflicting statements. I don't know if this was from 2 different interviews, but he told one person that it was not a badly written script, but he felt that viewers wouldn't want to see this kind of story. And then in another interview, he said something like, it read like a really bad episode of Friends. So I'm like, which was it? Was it good or was it bad? Because it can't be both. I mean, I suppose it could be both. But...
Now I'm just imagining Friends with dinosaurs. Ross Geller would be thrilled.
But then the next treatment was someone named Peter Buckman. I don't know who that is. And I think I looked him up and didn't recognize anything that he'd worked on. But his version involved dinosaurs causing a series of mysterious killings on the mainland, followed by an investigation, which sounds again like they're borrowing from The Lost World, which could have been good.
Or Carnosaur, that horror movie from back in the day.
Okay. But his script also had a parallel story that involved Alan Grant, Billy, and a family crash landing on Isla Sorna. So his version is where, like, the bones of the story that we got came from. Mm-hmm. But his version ultimately did not get made, but that part was carried over. But his version also had parasailing over the island as a plot point because a vacationing couple apparently went missing after parasailing over the island. And then there was something involving the U.S. State Department. I think they're investigating the disappearances. But then...
Well, you'd have to if you got American citizens going missing on in another country. State Department would have to investigate.
But then Grant comes in because he's seeking financial donors for a raptor research station that he wants to build on Isla Sorna.
Because he's terrible with his money.
Again, why does he keep wanting to go back? This does not feel like Alan Grant.
Even Book Grant was like, done with this. I mean, Book Grant I could see, because he was like totally into it. That's why they went to find the raptor nest. But Movie Grant? No.
But then I guess things are kicked in gear because the representative from the State Department offers Grant exclusive research rights to the island if he helps them acquire jurisdiction over it.
Sounds like a lot of lawyer talk.
Yeah. The whole thing seems very convoluted.
It's like blah, 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 blah.
But also, I think that we're not alone in feeling that way because none of that stuff made it into the movie, but everything else kind of did, but was rewritten. I also think that this is the reason why the movie we got is so much shorter, is because they pulled out all of this stuff with the government. Well,
because it's like, hey, you want to sit in a courtroom and talk politics over dinosaurs? Not really. No. It'd be like the Trade Federation in Star Wars. You know why it's there, but you're also like, just get to the fights, please.
But then, aside from the guy from the government, Grant also meets someone named Paul Roby, who becomes Paul Kirby in the movie. And he's similar, but this version, he's actually a wealthy businessman, not somebody pretending to be a wealthy businessman. And he offers him a donation if he'll host an aerial tour of Isla Sorna. And he agrees, and they fly over the island. Then in this version, this is before the hearing that he's supposed to go to. And then Grant's graduate student, Billy Hume, who becomes Billy Brennan.
Billy Hume?
And also Paul's 12-year-old son, who becomes Eric Kirby in the final film. He was named Miles in this version. He's a dinosaur enthusiast. He also goes with them, so he's not lost in this version.
I love the rich man named his kid Miles. It's such a rich kid name.
It kind of is,
isn't it?
I don't think I know anybody named Miles. But then also going on this trip was Paul's bodyguard Cooper, who they kind of kept him around, but only basically in name only, because the character of Cooper is a mercenary.
Well, he gets eaten in the first 5 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
And he's the only character I had any sort of feeling for. He's like standing there crying. They're they're trying to take off on the plane, and he's hurt, and he's like, "Please don't leave without me." And I'm like, "Oh, that poor man." And then he died, and I had no feelings for anybody else in the movie after that.
Basically.
I'm like, that's the best actor in the movie. He just killed him. He threw his all into that scene.
And then one other person who went on this trip is someone named Susan Brentworth, who was a business associate and girlfriend of Paul. And she's not a thing in the movie because they decided to go with the ex-wife and lost kid rescue mission idea instead. But this story began when their plane is forced to land after hitting an unidentified object. It doesn't say what it is.
It's not a bird. It's not a plane.
It's a pterosaur. I don't know. It doesn't say, but I'm just kind of guessing. But they have to land, and then the plane is not destroyed. So they get it going again, and then as they take off, they hit the Spinosaurus and crash, which is what happened in the movie.
How'd you hit that big damn dinosaur?
It was in the way. And then at this point, the story was going to be going back and forth between the island and the hearing, which the hearing was going to reveal that dinosaur attacks have been taking place all over the place, from California to Panama, and the U.S. is getting concerned that dinosaurs are breeding, posing a worldwide problem.
Isn't this one of the Jurassic World movies? They keep going. They go to like Alan Grant's at the court hearing, and they're talking about dinosaurs, like after they get loose from that facility.
I think it was Ian Malcolm, but you know what? Malcolm. I think you're right.
Yeah, I'm like, and I haven't watched that movie because I haven't watched him past Fallen Kingdom. But I'm like, wait a minute, this sounds familiar. Isn't this? It
does sound familiar now. I've watched them maybe once each. I don't remember.
It sounds like the new ones that they
reread. Well, I've seen Jurassic World a few times, but the other ones I've watched one time each.
Yeah, so it sounds like they took some ideas from that and applied it to the Jurassic World.
It does. Yeah. It didn't stand out to me when I was writing this, but now that you say that, it does.
I'm just remembering the previews because I'm like, wait, I've seen this.
Yeah, they. Even if it's not the same, I bet they got inspiration from this early script.
Yep.
But then the stuff on the island was going to play out largely the same. there was going to be an aviary and the InGen lab, but those were going to be longer scenes because it was a longer movie originally, because what we got is only like an hour and a half.
Thank God.
I think when I was younger I would have wanted more, but now it's like, yeah, I'm glad to get out of this quick. Mm-hmm. And again, I don't hate this movie. It's fine, but
yeah,
I was tired of these characters.
Yeah, I think if this movie would have came out when I was younger, like, you know, like I said, not 18-ish. Mm-hmm. I think if I would have watched this like when I was like 14 or 15, I probably would have loved the hell out of it.
Which it did for me, and I did. I really liked the Spinosaurus.
Well, because it's such a... What this movie reminds me of when I was rewatching somebody else watching it is I'm like, this is a made-for-TV movie that is meant to inspire theme park rides and video games.
It does read like that to me now. It didn't when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm. Very much. I'm like, this is a theme park ride.
Yeah.
And the dinosaurs look like they came from the theme park.
Kind of.
Some of those animatronics are rough.
And they did stand out to me a little bit more this time. Like, they weren't bad, but they weren't as believable as they were in previous films.
First shot of the Spinosaur, I'm like, oh! Mm-hmm. Oh, no.
I will say, though, I do prefer it to what we get a lot of times these days with CGI.
This is true. Like, at least you know it's... But then they show... And then some of the CGI is really good and some of it's really bad. But the problem is when the CGI is really good and then they swap to the animatronic, you're like, oh, that... Yep. Mm-hmm.
I think the biggest difference from this version to what we got is that Billy was actually going to die.
Good.
In the aviary sequence.
Oh, good.
Which I feel like would have made... I think I would have liked his character better if he had died.
If he would have died, he would have had the worst movie death until that poor lady in Jurassic World. I think maybe that's why they killed her, is everybody was like, Billy should have died. Fine.
I've read that, yes, she was going to die, but she was not going to die that horrifically, but the actress begged for something really violent. She wanted, like, the worst death. She was asking for this. Like, the real-life actress really wanted to go out in the most horrifying, memorable way possible.
Well, you did. Nobody liked it. It was such a... Because, like, we've had a lot of horrific deaths, like Eddie and stuff like that, but, like, even Eddie's death was quick. I mean, yeah, they rip him apart, but they don't, like, bite all his limbs off first. They just chomp. This just went on.
It took forever.
On. And in the theater with loud speakers, you're like, oh, Jesus Christ.
I did also wonder, like, is this even accurate? Because don't pteranodons eat fish?
Yeah, they eat fish. They're not going to go after a giant thing like that.
Yeah.
And all these animals, we're going to go on a Jurassic World rant. This is not the movie for it, the podcast for it. All those damn animals are being raised from little chickhood to adulthood, hand-fed by humans. Why would some of these animals that don't eat... You know, it's not like a lion, which would immediately turn around and kill you, like you'd expect that of the T-Rex. But if pelicans get loose, they're not going to turn around and eat the owners.
These were kind of like very pelican-like, weren't they?
Yeah, they're fishers. You know, they're... Anyway, that's the wrong podcast to rant about my many, many issues. But, yeah, too bad Billy didn't bite it, though.
Well, after that point, things were going to veer off in a wildly different direction because near the end of that draft, after the hearings have happened, I guess the U.S. government was like, we can't let this place exist, and they send fighter jets to bomb the island.
Hey, I was just going to say firebomb.
But then, in the process of bombing the island, one of the pilots spots them and rescues them.
Oh, the U.S. government would never.
But then Grant refuses to leave. And in the last scene of the movie, he was going to be retreating into the jungle to incorporate Spielberg's initial idea of having him live on the island studying the raptors.
No!
Like, this does not feel like Alan Grant at all.
And they're still going to firebomb it. They're not going to be like, oh, Alan's staying. I guess we shouldn't.
Yeah, I don't think the U.S. government is going to have compassion because of one person.
No, they don't. They're going to kill all of you.
Uh-huh.
No, that's not... That's more of a Levine character from The Lost World. He would totally do that.
Yeah.
Alan Grant, mm-mm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. Like, I'm glad they didn't make that movie. Not that what we got was that much better, but still.
Yeah, that would have just been like, well, the ending of this one kind of makes you like, "Huh, what the huh?" But that still would have been like, no, Alan, come back. You've had too many hits to the head. You have to have an MRI.
And then I don't know the exact timeline of when the different drafts were written and when people were signed on to the movie. Because it says that Sam Neill signed on to the project in June of 2000 to reprise his role. So I'm guessing that this is after these drafts had been written. And then they decided to have him be more cynical and sarcastic following what happened in the first film. Which, like, duh. You should have been thinking about that to begin with.
Well, and if he signed on in 2000 and the movie came out in 2001, that's not a lot of time.
It is not. That's part of what made this thing such a mess.
Yeah, I'm like, that's not enough time to make a movie.
Uh-huh.
Especially a big one like this. It's not a horror movie where you film everything in one room in your house.
No, yeah. We haven't even gotten to how crazy it is yet. And this is kind of an aside, but apparently Sam Neill turned down a role in Lord of the Rings to do this movie.
Who would he have been?
That's exactly what I wrote after I wrote down that text. I was like, who would he have played?
You know, I'm glad it worked out that way because I can't imagine him in Lord of the Rings. You can't replace anybody.
Yeah.
Plus he would have had that creepy smile and the whole time I would have been like, oh no. It's in the mouth of madness all over again.
But apparently one of the reasons he chose to do this over Lord of the Rings is because he felt that his performance in the first film could have been better.
I disagree.
I was like, well, I guess that goes to show that even big celebrities can have imposter syndrome because I don't think he was bad in any way in the first film.
No, he was great. Like, he was totally believable.
Mm-hmm. But apparently he really likes how at least his role in this movie turned out because he defends the film to this day.
Well, he kind of has to. He's not Robert Pattinson who can talk shit about all his roles.
But he thinks that his performance here was better than the first.
No. No. What's your favorite part, sir? The plane when the raptor says, Alan.
That part is bizarre for so many reasons.
I mean, I get it. He's got nightmares and they're trying to play up maybe a bit of the PTSD concept that he should have. But
also,
why?
He's in his dream. The raptor is one of the raptors that he's never seen before.
That's true. It's got the feathers. Yeah, the quills on its head. It would have been better if he would have been having a nightmare and he would have heard someone say his name and he would have looked and a raptor would have launched at him. We didn't need to see the damn thing talk. It's not a parrot.
That would have been so much better. That would have made so much more sense.
Yeah, you hear, because that's how dreams go. You hear, like, if he would have heard, Alan, and then looked and the raptor came launching, like, over from behind a seat at you. Like, instead of snakes on a plane, it's Velociraptor on a plane.
Yeah.
And then he woke up,
like... The dream
like...
was so bizarre.
Yeah. Well, and then he just woke up, like, oh, that was weird. I'm like, no, you should be sweaty and screaming. That dinosaur just talked to you. And you're right. It's the wrong kind of raptor. It should have been the one from the original movie.
Mm-hmm. Part of me is wondering if they were intending to use these raptors as a retcon to say, like, this is what the raptors has always been like, because this was after the point where they had discovered that raptors should have feathers.
And now they're going back on that again.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs are like dragons. They're whatever you want them to be.
Yeah. But, like, I don't know what their intentions were for adding the quills. Because even...
They look cool.
I guess. But they're still not accurate.
No.
Not that these raptors are accurate at all.
Nothing's
because they're still Utah raptors. But velociraptors, the feathers they had, they were completely covered in feathers. Mm-hmm. So, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Nobody wants to watch a giant chicken run around.
I mean, I would.
I mean, yeah. You know, I'm thinking about the script and it cutting in between the island and, like, the court case. Mm-hmm. I feel like this movie needed that.
Yeah, because it was all the same for the whole movie.
Mm-hmm. It's all very beige.
Yeah.
It needed a little...
It needed something to
break it up.
Break it up and make me care.
Yeah, there's
about
no
these
caring.
characters.
There's no feelings.
I did not care about anybody. I just like seeing the dinosaurs.
Yeah, there's no feelings.
Sometime after Neil came on, they got William H. Macy, and he originally turned down his role because he had something else going on. But he apparently had done a movie with Laura Dern, and she urged him to take the role and go do Jurassic Park 3. So we would have had somebody other than William H. Macy if he hadn't already known Laura Dern.
Thanks, Laura Dern. I mean, he's fine. He's fine for what he has to be.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like anybody in the movie, so he's fine. He plays a liar and a, trying to be like, pretending to be a pompous rich guy. So, I mean, he just does just fine. I don't know who you could possibly replace that character with, because he's not probably...
I don't think getting another actor would have saved the
No,
character.
it wouldn't have made it any better.
It's the writing, not the character, not the person.
I hate his mustache, though. Again, to the wardrobe department. A little scruff to go with it. Just a little bit. But then, because it does fit with his character, because it makes him look... I don't know. I just don't like it. I hate mustaches.
So at some point after they got the cast in place, Johnston went back to do more rewrites, and he felt that the Buckman script was too complicated, especially in trying to get Grant back onto one of the dinosaur islands. So he talked to the original screenwriter, David Koepp, and he suggested a simpler rescue mission plot. And Koepp didn't write any of the movie. He just suggested that they do the rescue mission plot, which I get. I think on its face, that is a better idea. I just think
simple.
It could have been done better.
Yeah, like a rescue mission plot is a good plot because it's simple. Like we've said about like Jurassic Park and stuff, the best stories have the simple plots.
A simple plot with good characters.
Yes, good characters, character arcs, and you can get away with a lot if you've got the right story, the right script, and if it's very simple. Mm-hmm. When you get too much, you get Jurassic World movies. They're not simple.
No.
But this case, you have a very simple plot and a very weak script.
And characters that you don't care about.
No.
I think if there had been something in this to make me care about the characters, it could have saved it.
Well, and I noticed too, you can tell it's out of the 90s because the way it's filmed, they don't play... the lighting is weird, and they don't play with shadows as much, and you can tell a lot of it's green screen. Some of it you can tell is on soundstage and stuff, and maybe they went on location, but it doesn't have the same feel. It's like I said, it's got that watered-down, made-for-TV movie feel to it.
They did go on location some, but a lot of it was sound stages because this is another thing that made this a mess. This script that we're talking about now, the one that eventually becomes the final script, did not exist 5 weeks before they began filming. But they had already started making sets because they were making sets based on the previous script that we had talked about.
Oh.
So they ended up kind of retrofitting the new script to work in the sets that they had already made for the previous script.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, 5 weeks before they began filming, they did not have a script.
That never ends well.
No, it did not end well.
No.
And they had already spent $18 million on
and in
everything
today's
else
money,
that they had been doing. Yeah.
That's how much more.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So at this point, they brought on a writing team, Alexander Payne and Jim Taylor, who I don't think I'd know much about what they've done, but they were brought on bizarrely because Universal had been impressed with their rewrite on their film Meet the Parents. Which is nothing like Jurassic Park.
No, but suddenly some of the dialogue makes sense.
And they were confused as to why they were even asked to do this, because this had nothing to do with anything that they'd ever done in the past.
Oh, they're like, what the hell? We write family dramas, and this is a dinosaur movie.
Yeah. Apparently, I don't know for sure because of the way it was written, but it's made it seem like they had not even seen the other Jurassic Park movies.
Oh, hell, don't hire them for sure. What's wrong with you?
Because it said that they spent the next few weeks watching the movies so that they could write the scripts.
At least they watched them.
They did watch them as they were writing. They did their research. But,
it's like directing the next Marvel movie without seeing a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Which is what happened with Multiverse of Madness. He didn't watch WandaVision first.
Yeah.
But yeah, here, write my dinosaur movie after Meet the Parents.
Yeah, it's a bizarre choice. But these writers are also the reason that Ellie Sattler is back for this movie, because Laura Dern had starred in a movie that they had written called Citizen Ruth, which I've never heard of. but they liked her and they wanted to write a part for her. And she was initially hesitant to reappear just for a cameo, so Spielberg suggested that she have a more important role in saving the characters at the end.
Well, I mean, I know a lot of people are upset that like Alan and Ellie didn't get together, and that's never bothered me because like just because you go through that, and they weren't together when the movie started.
No, but in the one of the original ideas for bringing her back was to have her be there at the beginning in the process of breaking up with Alan.
Oh.
Which sounds like a terrible idea.
That's awful.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the only reason it feels so weird with them is because they made it so like it seems like Alan's still harboring feelings. If they would have just made Alan and her friends and he's like, because they have him awkward with the kids, and I'm like, so that whole character arc of learning to tolerate kids, we just threw that out the window. How much better would it have been if he would have been at the house where he's with Ellie and her husband and kids, and they're having like a family barbecue, and he's like the godfather to the kids, and they're just friends.
I would have liked
instead
that
of
better.
that weird, awkward, why aren't they together? If he was just friends with her husband, friends with her, and he's like godfather to the kids, and actually make them feel like a family instead of why is this awkward?
I don't think, unless they had done that, I don't think there's any way to make it not awkward, especially because I don't think Johnston knew what he wanted to do with this. All he says, his statement about it is so weird. He says, I didn't want to see them as a couple anymore. For one thing, I don't think they look like a couple. It would be so uncomfortable to see them still together. And Laura Dern doesn't look like she's aged for the past 15 years. Like, what a weird statement.
I mean, I know there's like a bit of an age gap between them, but that's why they weren't ever actually a couple. Like, it was all conjecture, like how you thought they would be. Like, did you think they'd get together at the end? But Ellie's also a full-grown damn adult, too.
Yeah.
She clearly can make her own decisions.
Yeah, to me, they don't look like there's no way they would be a couple. It's like...
Well, for me,
he might be a little older, but he's not that much older. It doesn't seem to me.
Well, yeah, they don't look that much different, like, age-wise. But for me, they always seemed like more like partners. Like, they worked together.
Yeah.
And they made, that maybe there was something there, but there was... Because there's no hand-holding. There's no kiss. There's no loving embrace.
The only thing that there was in the first movie was Ian saying something like, are you and her? And then he just kind of looks at him and maybe nods a bit.
But also, like, he's talking to somebody he hates who wants to hit on Ellie. Like, even if I wasn't with her, I would be like, I don't like you, you're a creep. Yeah, we're totally together. I'll tell her later.
That's a good point.
I'm going to, like...
But apparently this version of the script had a lot more humor that was ultimately taken out. Because apparently after they had Payne and Taylor write this whole new draft, then they gave it back to Buckman to do more work on it. And this is all happening as they are filming the movie.
Oh, God.
Apparently, a final draft of the script was never completed during production.
My God. Just stop. We'll revisit this in 3 years. Come on, guys.
Yeah. The first act of the movie was mostly done when they started filming. The middle was not finished. The ending had not been written at all. And I don't think anybody was very happy with this. Apparently, William H. Macy had a lot of criticisms throughout the filming. He said some days they would only do a quarter of a page. Some days even just an eighth of a page. And that's a full 12-hour day. And that they ultimately went over schedule because of all this.
And then he called Laura Dern and ended their friendship. Yeah, that's nuts. Like, it's one thing, like, if you're... I know, like, with some of the Marvel movies, they'll keep the script secret until they're filming that day, but the damn show's done.
Yeah. And that's different than just not starting without a script at all.
Right, or doing, like, half a page and...
Yeah.
Okay, we're done for the day. Bye, guys. We'll get the rest proofread tonight.
Mm-hmm. One quote from William H. Macy that I liked was, "Who launches a $100 million ship without a rudder? And who's going to get fired for this? But that's the way it goes. That's the way they make these movies. Big deal. I think someone should be shot, but I'm not in charge."
Oh boy, he was truly salty. He knew no one was going to like that little mustache. So when they do the Jurassic Park 3 anniversary party, he's not going to be there.
Well, I don't know, because then there's more recent interviews, well, maybe it was closer to the release date, but he says it was about the most amazing thing I've ever done in this business, which to me sounds like PR speak.
I need to get paid. They told me if I don't go out there and talk, they'll give me an extra $2 million.
Yeah, I don't know. The whole thing sounds a mess. We're not even done yet. There's more stuff happening. Even, like, it wasn't even just him. Like, even Joe Johnston apparently was thinking about quitting the project on more than one occasion. The director.
He's like, I'm just going to turn my chair over and storm off this set.
Yeah, he described it as a living hell on a daily basis. And I don't know if this is him just trying to make it sound better than it was, but he says it was nerve-wracking, but it was also a way of freeing up the whole creative process. We could literally decide on the day how we wanted the scene to progress. I'm not saying it's the way to make movies, but it gives you more freedom.
No, sir, it does not. No. You can still do those things, even with a finished script.
Uh-huh. But then, like we were talking about with characters, the guy who played Billy, Alessandro Nivola, he said, it's the only part I've ever done that had just nothing for me to latch onto character-wise. It was kind of maddening.
You're right. Billy's terrible.
I think the worst part, there's so many worst parts, but like, if I had been in the movie, it says the actors were frequently bruised during filming. Leone said that more of my makeup was to cover real bruises than to create fake ones.
Oh, no wonder she looked so terrible. She should have just been bruised up then. Like, it would make it more believable.
That's what I was thinking.
Like, use that.
Uh-huh.
It's like when actors get scarred and they just write the scar into the movie, like with Indiana Jones and Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you fell out of a plane? You should have bruises.
Mm-hmm. And the guy who did a lot of the special effects, Michael Lantieri, apparently he worked on the other two films too, but he said this one was the most physically demanding of the series, and he praised the cast because they were willing to get real bruises and bumps, be around real heat, and actually go underwater.
Oh.
And I'm like, you say that like it's a good thing. This sounds more like a nightmare.
Sorry the animatronic knocked you on your ass, but, you know.
I mean, it kind of did, because the plane crash scene, they had 4 different plane props, and apparently only one shot in any of that mess.
I believe that,
they used stunt actors. The rest, it was the real actors. I don't remember, but I think one of them, William H. Macy said that it was like being in a washing machine.
Oh, I believe, yeah, I can see it with the way they just rolled that thing down the hill.
Yeah, it's like, why did you put the real actors through this? Maybe they wanted to. Maybe they liked this. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and also, that scene is so long.
It take more time than I thought I remembered to take.
It is unnecessarily a long scene. I get what they're going for. Everybody loved the trailer scene in The Lost World. I think this was their attempt to do the trailer scene. Mm-hmm. Or like the car in Jurassic Park. But you know what? It didn't work, and it was way too long.
Those scenes
and
more
planes
worked.
don't crash like that.
It was all set up very weirdly. But the other scenes I feel like worked better because I actually cared about these characters.
Right. Like you didn't want little Timmy to die, and at that point, Alan either. Mm-hmm. And then in the trailer, you liked Ian and them, but this
with the plane crash, I could care less. Maybe I'd been sad if Alan died, but like the rest of the people.
And then you get that damn Spinosaurus head popping in there, and I'm like, oh, please go over him with the airbrush one more time. Which it always made me laugh how the Spinosaurus just like right there. Like you'd think the sound of a plane crash would scare it off.
There was nothing about the way the Spinosaurus behaved that felt like a real animal to me.
No, it wasn't.
I remember watching it when I was a teenager and thinking that it was more like a monster, which I liked that.
Right. It would make more sense if it was a monster, because monsters don't behave like animals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because any animal, you hear a plane crash and it's going to be like, I'm getting the hell out of here. What was that?
But the thing seems to be like stalking them specifically through the whole movie. Like it's following them.
Like Jaws 4. It's got a personal vendetta.
Which is fine for a monster movie, but for a Jurassic Park movie, they need to feel like animals. And most of the dinosaurs in this didn't really feel like animals.
I mean, the Spinosaur did kind of feel like the Rex in the first Jurassic Park book when it stalks them down the river for no damn reason.
Yeah.
But it's not that scene either.
Yeah, no.
Like, that's such a much better scene. And
this is like, I don't know how long of a time passes. With that, it's just them going down the river where it's following them. This is like it's following them all over the island.
Yes, and going through fences and like going out of its way. Like there's not a lot of predators that are going to put that much effort into getting you. Mm-hmm. And most of those predators are going to be big cats who hunt for fun. Other predators can be like, whatever, I'm done. I'm going to go find something else to eat. My biggest issue, even when, well, not my biggest issue, but the issue I came up with when I saw it in theater, and this just goes to show how many years of like Wild Kingdom I watched. Why are there so many alpha predators in such a small space? You got a Spino. You got a T-Rex. You got the Carnosaurus? They're all right there. They're all in walking distance of each other.
I think that was a Ceratosaurus.
They got the horn.
It's not a Carnotaurus because the Carnotaurus is much bigger.
But it was like, why do we have all these major predators just within each other's, like, human walking space?
Yeah. Again, nothing about it felt real like the first two movies.
No, that's the unfinished script.
Mm-hmm. I guess that's about all of the script things that make it more of a nightmare. There is some more, I don't know, oddities, like the way it ends, because that kept changing also. Like, this is not in the nightmare category, it's just like weird choices. Because apparently with the end, with all of the military stuff coming in, apparently that was lent to the filming department by the U.S. government. Like it says, the Pentagon was lending the team two Sikorsky SH-60 Seahawk helicopters. Because in one of the earlier scripts, the U.S. State Department was going to send in a helicopter with Ellie to rescue everyone, with the explanation that Ellie had a good friend at the department.
Which turned into her husband, I think.
Yeah. And then in the final script, she does not come herself, and the connection to her husband is only alluded to at the beginning. Mm-hmm. Like, it doesn't say at the end that it was her husband that helped all this happen.
Well, I know the U.S., the military and stuff, they will loan things like that to movies if it puts them in a good light. Which, that
makes sense.
Yeah, that's because there's been movies where they haven't been allowed to use military jets. They've had to use CGI because it wasn't painting them in a good light. So that
would also explain the kid's line about, they sent the military or the Navy and the Air Force or something like that.
So that's probably part of it.
Oh, that makes sense.
We're the heroes. Join the military.
One other weird thing about this movie, maybe it's only weird to me, but I think it is bizarre that they got Randy Newman to write a song for the soundtrack.
Oh. I didn't even know this movie had a soundtrack.
It did. This came out about the time when I was like really into film scores, and I was buying a bunch. Like, if I liked even just slightly a movie's soundtrack, I would buy it. I bought this one, and Randy Newman's Big Hat No Cattle was featured prominently on the soundtrack, but it's only in one scene in where they go to like the bar / restaurant.
Yeah, I was gonna say, where the hell was that? Because I mean, I know it's got a score, but I'm trying to I don't remember a radio in the background.
It's just that one scene
at the beginning,
which it seems so bizarre to me that they would get Randy Newman to write a country song for a scene that the song is not prominently featured. It's just in the background, just to set the stage of the scene happening. It's not a focus.
Yeah.
It's just bizarre to me that they would have him do that. 2001.
You got a lot of great country music you could have picked from during that time instead of paying someone to write you a song.
Yeah. It is bizarre to me that they wouldn't just license something and then to feature it prominently on the soundtrack. Like, it's the only song on that soundtrack that has words.
Yeah, I was going to say, there ain't going to be nothing else.
Yeah. It's so weird.
Surprised it didn't play over the end credits.
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't find any explanation as to why they did that.
Well, just like the rest of the movie, no explanations.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it's such a strange movie. Like I said, I've come to appreciate it more since I don't like the Jurassic World movies. But like rewatching parts of it, there are just so many, like when they steal the raptor eggs. I'm sorry, those eggs are cottage cheese. You fell into a river. You got attacked by pterodons. You've been running through the jungle, and you pull the eggs out. I'm going to put some chicken eggs in my purse, and I'm going to run around with them.
Yeah, even if the shells stay intact, that doesn't mean that the
that little
insides
embryo
aren't
in there
be...
has shaken baby syndrome.
Yeah.
And also, did they take that idea from the Lost World? Let's steal the eggs?
I wonder if they did. I don't know. But his motivation doesn't really make any sense. He just says he thought he could make a bunch of money. Like, okay.
No, that's so stupid.
Like, from who?
Right. Like, why?
Who's going to buy this? And
Who are your connections? If you knew someone with these connections, what?
yeah.
No.
Like, even if somebody, I'm nobody, but if somebody offered to sell me an egg and they told me it was a dinosaur egg, I'd think,
Bullshit.
it's an ostrich egg.
Right.
You've painted an emu egg white.
Right.
I don't know what. Get away from me, you weirdo.
Yeah, it's like, take your egg and go.
Yeah.
I guess bring it back when you hatch it. Go sit on it.
Yeah. It's such a weird plot point to throw in there.
Well, and I remember the big, not conspiracy, but the whole big thing when this movie came out was the fact that the Spinosaur kills the T-Rex. That was like Jurassic Park's version of leaving the Brachiosaurus on the deck. Like, when that kills the T-Rex. It was just, what? I just remember sitting in the theater and just being like, everybody was just like, what? What? Like, how dare you?
Part of that, it is so weird. Like, I didn't know if I was going to get into this. I wrote tons of notes about this, but since you brought it up, part of that is because of someone who is now known to be in the Epstein files.
Oh, yes, we did discuss this, didn't we?
Yes. Jack Horner, who we've talked briefly about in other episodes, because we're recording this in March of 26. Last month, February of 26, this guy was revealed to be in the Epstein files.
I had no idea he was such a freaking creep.
Me neither.
But I didn't know anything.
I wasn't. I vaguely knew who he was, but I didn't know anything about him.
Well, like, my knowledge is he's paleontologist dinosaurs. That's it. Like, I didn't ever care about your real life. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, oh, you told me that. And I'm like, oh, Google. I'm like, oh, uh-oh.
Yeah. And, like, even, like, his connections in the Epstein files they're not the same as, like, Donald Trump's.
No, but he's still a creep.
But his personal life that is not in the Epstein files, that everybody just knows about, he sounds like a creep even if he wasn't in the
Exactly.
Epstein files.
He don't need to be there. He's freaking, like, yeah. So, okay, so this whole movie, it's his fault.
Not entirely, but
No.
some of the weird dinosaur choices, I think, were.
Well, how dare he kill our beloved T-Rex?
But he really wanted the Spinosaurus. Like, well, the filmmakers wanted something different. They wanted to make this movie stand out. But he was, like, really pushing for Spinosaurus. I think they had been leaning towards Baryonyx, but he really wanted the Spinosaurus because it was larger and had a sail and looked so much different than the T-Rex.
Baryonyx is such an odd choice, too.
Isn't it smaller?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not as big as a Rex.
Yeah. So I think he just really wanted this fight scene to go down.
Well, you'd think if he pushed so hard for Spinosaur, he would have gone for a little bit more scientific accuracy instead of, let's shove it in the jungle. This clearly amphibious dinosaur.
Yeah, I wrote a bunch of notes about that because, like, he's supposed to be a dinosaur expert. He also just sounds kind of like a quack.
Well,
the different things that I've read
true.
about him, he sounds like they should have had Robert Baker
Right.
doing the advising on the movies, because he sounds like a normal person instead of this guy.
And back in the day when Baker and Horner were like the big shots in the paleontology world, there was no fact checking. Mm-hmm. You know, there was, they were learning this stuff as they went.
But not that anyone isn't, but it almost feels like they're kind of just making it up as they go, which they kind of have to, because...
They kind of do.
But, like, for a while, it was like their word was gospel. But we talked about those two together in the movie.
Yeah, before we knew about this.
Yeah, because they had that whole back and forth about whether the T-Rex was a predator or a scavenger. And Horner is the one who thought that they were a scavenger. And he wanted Spinosaurus because the Spinosaurus is the true predator. That's his thoughts.
It's a big fishing dinosaur.
Yes, exactly. It's like, why...
Which I'm not saying a fishing dinosaur isn't a predator, because obviously a great white is a massive predator, but it's not the same.
No.
It's not the same as a T-Rex.
It's just so bizarre to me that he was pushing so hard for this dinosaur, but all the research shows that it was most likely an aquatic dinosaur who hunted fish.
Yes. Not saying he's not going to go for a snack if he can't get it, but something that big is going to look at a human and be like, no. That's like if you're on the African safari and the lion's laying there and like a rabbit hops by when he's got the gazelle right there. He's probably not going to go for that rabbit. I mean, there's no rabbits in Africa, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. No, it's just, he just sounds like a weirdo. Not for many reasons, but just like he doesn't sound like he knows enough about what he's talking about.
He was probably, because he's so fucking weird and had such a weird relationship in real life, he's probably used to just saying what he wants and people going with it, that he just says what he wants and doesn't expect to get questioned. And
I think that's how he became friends with Epstein. Because, like, they're
I'm crazy too. Let's be fair.
The reason that they were friends is almost more bizarre than the reason that Epstein is friends with the predators.
Because he liked dinosaurs, right?
Yes. They went on dinosaur hunts together.
Yeah, that's so weird.
With RFK Jr.
Jesus Christ.
It's like I already knew...
Is nothing sacred? Dinosaurs are not sacred?
Apparently not. Like, I already knew that RFK Jr. was in the Epstein files for other potentially wife murdery reasons. But to have him be in this whole mess with the paleontologist going on dinosaur hunts together.
I'm just
imagining.
This
is just like so bizarre.
Benny Hill movie.
The world is insane. We live in a nightmare world.
You know, they're like, what are they trucking through the Badlands together? The three of them just talking about their personal good time life. Hey, look, a bone.
I don't know. It's so bizarre. When we started the series, I would have never imagined that in the final episode we'd talk about Epstein files.
I mean, granted, Epstein was rich, and I suppose if anybody had the money to buy a dinosaur bones.
Well, that gets into a whole other rabbit hole with them, because he was funding his research. Like, their relationship almost reminded me of Hammond and Grant in the first movie.
This is John Hammond.
Yes, exactly. No. It's so bizarre.
Oh man, we better get back on track or we're never going to get out of this.
Well, I haven't even said the most bizarre part. We don't have to dwell on it, but Epstein was funding his research into turning a chicken back into a dinosaur.
I think I read that.
And apparently he was, they have not offered any proof, but according to the people who were doing it, they have made progress. They're not offering proof. They're not showing it, but apparently they've got embryos that have dinosaur legs and a snout instead of a beak.
Are you sure it's not just a baby chicken?
I don't know. Like I said, they are not offering us photographic evidence.
Well, then
I kind of think they're making it up, trying to get more money.
Yeah, then it's bullshit. Like, if you had proof, you'd show it. It's like when they cloned that sheep. They didn't be like, oh, we did, but you can't see it. They're like, no, here it is. Mm-hmm. Even though it looks like all the other sheep.
It reminded me of the way, like, tech bros talk about AI. Like, oh, yeah, we've invented something that's sentient. Wink. Give us billions of more dollars. Wink.
Yeah. Here, put it in control of your emails and it won't totally destroy everything in the world. Wink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a weird rabbit hole to go down for Jurassic Park 3.
Yeah. Imagine if we would have recorded this last year.
Yeah. Yeah, it took us a year to finish this whole series.
Uh-huh.
I'm kind of glad that I'm kind of glad it came up, because then we can say that, like, I don't remember exactly what we said about Horner in the past, but like...
Well, we didn't really talk too much shit about him, but now we will.
Yeah, now we can say, like, if we ever said anything nice about him, we retract everything.
Yeah. That childhood innocence of growing up watching those guys on TV and watching him talk about dinosaurs, yeah, no, it's gone now.
Yeah. He's a weirdo in so many reasons.
I mean, he made, like, giant leaps in the field, but no.
Yeah. Anyway, Spinosaurus.
Yeah. So the animatronic wasn't very good. The best scene in the movie is when he's got the cell phone ringing in him.
That is my favorite scene in the whole movie.
It's the only good scene in the whole movie. I love that
scene so much. It's so well done.
And then he's just standing there like a creep.
Uh-huh.
Like...
Again, it's like a monster movie, but I love it so much.
I was thinking, like, Horner. Standing in the like a creep in the corner, watching people. But yeah, it's like the best scene in the movie, because they turn around and there he is, and you're just like, I mean, I even remember in the theater being like, oh, this is cool. Like, yay.
Yeah. I love that scene. I love that ringtone. I bought that ringtone just recently because I didn't realize you could buy ringtones for phones anymore. I saw that.
Yeah, didn't they take that away?
I thought they did, but then I saw somebody on Blue Sky, the Twitter clone. I don't really use much social media, but I went on to post something for the podcast, and somebody I follow posted something about, just in case you didn't know, you can still buy ringtones for iPhones, and then they gave the instructions on how to get it.
Oh, damn.
The first thing that popped into my head was,
That.
I want the ringtone from Jurassic Park 3. I went, I found it, I bought it.
I still have my same ringtone from like 2 phones ago because I didn't think you could get new ones. So I'm like, well, if I get rid of this, I'll never hear my phone again because it's been Carry On Wayward Son from Kansas for so long that if I ever change it, I'm going to be like, whose phone is that? Oh.
I don't use ringtones mostly. Like, I almost always have my phone on vibrate.
Yeah.
But if I ever need to, it will now sound like the satellite phone from Jurassic Park 3.
That stupid phone. But yeah, that's like the best part of the movie is that Rex, the Spinosaur.
Yeah.
Because he looks good there. Like the CGI in that moment's good.
Just staring.
It's like one of the few wide shots in the movie. There aren't too many wide shots.
There aren't, are there?
No, they're all very close. Probably because they didn't have damn set built and had to refigure it and just like, we can't do a wide shot. It's not going to match.
Yeah.
And if we do, we got to do blue green screen. It's going to look awful. But yeah, that's one of the few wide shots and almost redeems it, but no. Well, and then we get the aviary scene, which... like, I didn't mind it because I did like that scene in Jurassic Park, but the scene in Jurassic Park felt more real.
Yes.
Because then they weren't trying to eat them necessarily in the book. Like, yeah, they went after the kids because they were small, like, specifically, but too bad they didn't get her. But they were mostly just trying to get them out because it was like birds in a nest. Like, they're like, get out.
Yeah, this scene did not bother me in the same way years ago, because when I first watched this, I liked it because I wanted more pteranodons. Like, I was disappointed that we only got like one shot at the end of Lost World. I wanted more of them. So I really liked this the first time I watched it. But now, having read the book, and now I'm thinking about what pteranodons actually eat, it no longer makes sense to me because pteranodons wouldn't do this.
No, they would have been more like in the book, trying to get them out of their nesting area. Like, and also, I don't think they're that big.
Yeah, I don't know for sure. I feel like they felt like they were bigger than normal.
And they very much also, this is also like the horror movie
Yes.
part of the movie. Horror scene. Like, this is where they try to make it like a horror movie by having them like, I think it would have been more effective if they would have had them scuttle like bats, though.
Like the babies.
Well, yeah, like babies, but if they would have been crawling up like the walls and stuff like bats, because they got the same kind of wingspan or wing setup as the bats.
That would have been cool.
Because like they have them walking out of the fog, which, like, watching it now, I'm like,
Mom.
yeah. Now I will say though, when the kid gets dropped in the nest with the babies, I'm just like, oh, look at the babies.
They're the perfect amounts of ugly and cute.
I'm like, I want one.
And those were little puppets. Like, there was puppeteers underneath the nest.
Oh, that's why they look good then.
Yeah.
Because they're just little puppets. But I was just like, oh, they're so cute. And also I'm like, they're a little too aggressive. That prey is not dead yet.
Yeah. Again, it didn't make a whole lot of sense. They were cute, though. I would like one.
Yeah. And it's like, I'll take the puppet. That's awesome. But yeah. And then, of course, we get the unfortunate scene where Billy does not die. It is rather a very aggressive scene, though.
It is. I feel like it would have made the movie better if he had died.
Well,
it would have made his character, not that it would have fully redeemed him, but like it would have just made him a better character because it would have meant he sacrificed his life for the kid.
Yes. And also, like, the beaks, we got to go one way or another. Either those beaks are sharp or they're not.
Yeah, they were like, the way they were thrusting their heads forward, they should have impaled somebody.
Oh, with the size that those things were, like, you get bit by a goose, like, you're gonna have like a bruise, and they have teeth, it's gonna hurt. Or even pecked by a chicken, and those things, like, the head's like half the size of you, and are the beaks like a pelican beak where they're kind of round, or are we like talking like a crane that spears like fish?
Even if they were a little bit round, they come to such
The
a
blunt
point
force.
that it should have just gone through somebody.
Yeah, I mean, he should have got like stabbed through the chest and been like, "Oh man, rip Billy." Instead, he's got like what, a bloody wrap around on his forehead and a broken arm, and somehow the military found him.
I still don't understand how they found him.
And he just like washed down the stream the rest of the movie and like
That's
put down
the only thing
waterfall
I
and
can
out to
think
sea.
of. But even so, if he had washed all the way down the stream and out to sea, he would have drowned because he's injured so badly that he can't even get out of bed when they find him.
Right. Yeah, he's just lays there and he's all wrapped up like a mummy. I wonder if they retconned it, if they're originally going to kill him and then they're like, nah.
I kind of wonder too, because it would have made more sense for him to die. It doesn't make sense that he lived.
Like, come on, we haven't killed enough people. We got to kill another one. But it was a very aggressive scene. Like I said, up until Jurassic World, probably one of the more aggressive ones. And with the tone of the rest of the movie, it just didn't fit.
No, not
It's kind of
really.
like the death of Cooper at the beginning, and then that scene. They're both so kind of more elevated that it's like it doesn't quite fit with the rest of this movie. With Téa Leoni screaming constantly.
I will say though, the death of Udesky was bordering on horror.
Which one was that?
Michael Jeter, the one that they used him as bait and then snapped his neck.
That bugs me. How do they know to break the neck like that? That's some like
I mean, again, a lot of the dinosaurs stuff doesn't make a ton of sense.
you know, that's like we've been watching action movies and that's how Arnold kills people. We snap their neck. You know what I mean? It would have made more sense if they would have bit like his neck.
Yes.
Instead they grab his head and snap it. I'm like, what?
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, and like I know the whole thing is to prove that they're smart because they're luring them in as bait because they know they're idiots. Mm-hmm. So it works. Well, it would have worked if Alan wouldn't have been there to stop them. But when they break the neck, I'm like, what? What are we doing here?
Did you know who Michael Jeter was before watching this movie?
I have no idea. Probably not.
Okay, he's like the only, other than Alan Grant, he's the only person in the movie that I knew when I first watched this movie when I was a teenager. A, because he was the bad guy in Air Bud, the evil clown, because I loved that movie when I was a kid. But also, at the time that this movie came out, my family grew up on PBS. So, like, I was probably watching Sesame Street till I was 18, because my little brothers watched Sesame Street. I just watched with them. At the time that this movie came out, Michael Jeter was Mr. Noodle's brother, Mr. Noodle, on the Elmo's World segments.
Oh, my.
So I remember watching this movie, I was like, the Raptors just killed Mr. Noodle. No! Which I was like mildly disturbed by, but also found morbidly hilarious.
I'm looking to see if I would have seen him. I mean, I watched Sesame Street, but not to the point that or Air Bud.
It would have been past, so that time it would have been past your time.
Oh, he was in Mouse Hunt. I think I remember him in Mouse Hunt, but I haven't watched it in a long time. But no, I wouldn't have known who he was.
No, he didn't become Mr. Noodle until maybe late 90s, early 2000s. Because before him, it was somebody else. And like I said, when this movie came out, I was 15. You were 18. Mm-hmm. I don't think you were watching. I was watching Sesame Street because I had little brothers.
Yeah, no, I wasn't.
You weren't watching Sesame Street at this time.
No, I wasn't watching that anymore. I was still watching PBS, but not Sesame Street.
Yeah, no, with this movie, Michael Jeter was the only new person on the cast that I recognized because he was Mr. Noodle, and the Raptors killed Mr. Noodle.
Snapped his neck. It's because they want those damn eggs back.
Yeah, the Raptors were a little bit too smart in this movie.
Well, and they, like in the first two movies, you know, the Raptors are kind of the main antagonist or the main predator. Mm-hmm. Like there's always like a Rex lurking in the background, but the Rex is never actively hunting anyone. But they have the Raptors kind of more like fictional wolves because, you know, wolves don't hunt people, but they're having them hunt people down. Mm-hmm. And in this one, they're more like the Raptors at the end of Jurassic Park when they go into the nesting area.
Oh, yeah, in the book.
Yeah, in the book. You know, they're more like that kind of higher intelligence, and like if they wouldn't have taken the eggs, would they have hunted them? Or would they have just stayed away? Because
I don't think so, because they didn't even kill them.
No.
Other than Udesky.
Right, and they just did that to, try to lure them in to get their eggs back.
Yeah.
Because, I think if they're that smart, the raptors would have known that they were being hunted by the Spinosaur. Mm-hmm. And they would have been like, we're not getting in the middle of that. But then they took the eggs.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're just kind of there like they have to be there. Like, it's
Yes.
under contract, you have to have a raptor in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And make you think of Alan's dream. Because it's not like they show up at the end or anything. Like, pretty much once they give the eggs back, that's...
Well, that is basically the end, because the helicopters, I think, are what scares them off.
Well, when's the scene where they have the Spinosaur and they start the water on fire?
That's before that.
That's right before that. That's right. Because when they pull the perfect eggs out, I'm like, wait a minute, we just had this whole scene where we're jumping in the water and there's fire and we're locked in a cage. And the Spinosaur scene where they start the water on fire is pretty cool. But again, it's an aqua dinosaur. He should just get out. He should be in that water.
Yeah. It makes for I like the scene.
It's a good scene. Again, it's one of the few with the decent CGI and a wide shot.
Mm-hmm. It helps that it's at night, too.
And it's also at night, which helps.
And it's lighting helps because of the fire and the darkness and the rain. Everything works together to make it so much more believable than everything else.
Yeah. Because then the Spinosaur, doesn't he just run off? And
I think so. I don't think it dies.
No. I think he just skedaddles right on out.
Yeah. He finally decides these aren't worth it.
Well, and then I'm guessing then they're in raptor territory because that's when the raptors come back again. But that Spinosaurus ain't going to care about raptors.
No. The raptors would care more about the Spinosaurus than the other way around.
And then we get then there's the river scene where we see the camouflage long necks on the shore who watch them.
I did not like the way those things looked.
No.
Even when I was a teenager, I thought they looked weird.
The second I saw those, I'm like, oh, that's a new toy. And it was. That was like the whole thing with Jurassic Park, too. It's like, there's going to be toys. And I immediately was like, that's going to be a new toy coming out.
For as much as they like making new toys, I felt like they didn't put enough new dinosaurs in this movie.
Well,
There's very few.
Well, they don't have to. They still come out with dinosaurs that aren't in the movie.
That's true.
It doesn't matter.
But like, for me, the more I see something in a movie, the more I would want a physical representation of that thing. Just a random dinosaur with a Jurassic Park logo on it is not as appealing to me. Unless it's something like really out there, like a dinosaur you'd never see otherwise.
Right. I'm guessing it had probably something to do with what you were saying about the 1 year filming time and the unfinished script. And I know the animatronics, they were kind of shoved together and they had to like reuse bits and pieces. So they probably just didn't have time to make too many new
animatronics
things.
that they made were the ones that were made for the previous script. So they were already in production before that script was rejected, and then they had to start over from scratch. So Spinosaurus probably was already in production. I know the Pteranodons were, because they had the aviary scene planned out from the beginning. Raptors, of course.
Because they have to be in it. The Rex is only in it for a moment.
I think the Rex might have been reused. Although I forgot to mention, during the fight scene with the Rex and the Spinosaurus, the animatronic for the Spinosaurus is so much bigger and more powerful than the animatronic for the T-Rex that it ripped the T-Rex head off.
I heard that too. And I kind of was like, how do we film this, guys?
I don't know, because as I was watching, I was like, a lot of it looks like CGI.
It's CGI, so I'm like, do you mean it ripped its head off, or did you hit the button and the head fell off because it's an animatronic and things fall apart?
Although now that I think about it, maybe it happened right at the beginning and then they had to go with CGI.
True. But also, like, those animatronics aren't that flexible. Like, you're not going to get a full-on fight. I feel like they made up for that with the Jurassic World fight when they had the Rex fight the Indominus. It's one of the few moments in that movie that I actually enjoyed until they killed the Indominus. I'm like, oh, that seems a bit much. But
I loved that scene.
I was like, why the hell is Mosasaurus jumping out of the water? What is happening?
Because we need a Deus Ex Machina.
No, we don't. And why is it so big? Like, that dinosaur's 40 feet long. How big is that thing? But yeah, it feels to me like maybe that's why we didn't get a lot of new dinosaurs. Because anything else we see that's not like up close is CG. Like those camouflage sauropods and other stuff we see on the island.
Yeah.
Which isn't much beyond a couple predators and dead things.
Yeah. like I said, I felt like there was so few new dinosaurs in this. So few dinosaurs to begin with. Mm-hmm. There was a scene where they were running away from the raptors into a herd of...
Paraphilosauruses and some kind of packy thing.
I think Corythosaurus, or however you pronounce
Big old
it, is in there
flathead.
too. Yeah.
Which...
The hadrosaur herd.
Yeah, the hadrosaur herd, which I'm like, oh, the CGI, it's so blurry.
Yeah.
Because it took me a second. I'm like, is that Paraphilosauruس? Oh, it is.
We're recording this after I've already started editing the other episodes. I went to make the outro for all the episodes because I'm just reusing the same outro. I wanted just a reel of cool dinosaur scenes. And I wanted some things from Jurassic Park 3. And I went to that scene. I was like, there's not a ton that I can use here because none of it looks very good. I think I just kept a brief shot of them running into the herd. And that's about all I got from that scene because the rest of it was just quick flashes. It was more chaotic than anything.
Yes, it is not the Gallimimus herd scene where everything is crisp. Mm-hmm. It's not the chase scene in the Lost World where you're like, yeah, it is a little spaced out, but still, like, you've got all these different species of dinosaurs and you can see what each individual dinosaur is. It's not a blurred mess.
Yeah.
This one, I'm like, why are they all the same color? Mm-hmm. And it took me a second. Like, I don't even think I noticed the other species of dinosaur at first.
No, they all just kind of merged together.
Yeah.
Because there's not a focus on any of them.
And they also kind of made them the same color as the Gallimimus in the first movie, that kind of dirty...
They're just kind of brown.
Yeah, that orangey
little
brown.
Browny, greenish, orangey.
And I'm like, you
mud.
can't tell me you don't have the CGI rendering from the Lost World. You couldn't have reused it for this scene.
Yeah.
Like how Disney used to reuse dance scenes and stuff from other movies and just put the other characters, just tweaked them a little. Like, you could have done something here.
Yeah. There was so many missed opportunities in this movie.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of misses. A lot of, like, this could have been a great scene, but oh boy. Like, again, the sauropods on the shore. Like, I get the whimsical feeling. They're trying to bring back the brachiosaur scene in the first movie.
Yeah, but it felt like a bad copy of it because I wasn't... Like, when the boat first goes out and you first see them, then it looks kind of cool.
And they zoom in.
Then you get closer and it's like, I don't like how these look anymore.
You're like, uh-oh. Why does it look like that? Is it? And then it doesn't give the impression that they're curious. It gives the impression, I'm like, are they going to try to eat them? Like, these are vegetarians, right?
Yeah, I don't know what they're...
I feel like if they would not have zoomed in, if they would have done a wide shot and just had the dinosaurs on the shore, not even have them pay any attention to the people in the boat, and just had them sitting there and just going by and you could see the herd...
Yeah.
It would have been a great shot.
Yeah, the very brief bit at the beginning where they're first coming out, that looks good. The rest of it doesn't.
It would have been like when they first see the Brachiosaurus and they look in the distance and they see the two Brochs and the Paraphilosauruss at the lake.
Yeah.
Like, we see them from a distance, it's a nice big wide shot, and it's gorgeous. We don't zoom in.
No.
Even when they see the Brachiosaurus and they're standing at its feet, we don't zoom into its head. We just look up at it. And we're like, ooh.
Yeah.
Now, granted, we get a close-up later, but it's a good animatronic till it sneezes. It's like the worst CGI in the movie. But, yeah, it's like, I see where you're going with this, but it just didn't work.
I did like they included Ankylosauruses there. Because we didn't have them before this. There's not enough of them, but it's fine.
Yeah. You're like, well, okay. Thanks for the crumbs.
Yeah.
You're going through it too. I know, I hear you, but still. Like, you guys could have added like another 13 months to this production and we could have had a dramatically better movie.
Yeah.
What was it? The scene where they find the kid in the bunker, or when he finds Alan. Like, they try to play it up that he's lived here for 2 months and he's so smart. And then the second they get out of the bunker and he goes to find his parents, like, all those brains are just gone.
I was thinking that too.
I was just like, oh, so are we just lucky or are we actually like a smart kid? Because you're acting like your mom right now. And then when he's got the T-Rex urine, he's like, well, how did you get this? And he's like, you don't want to know. And I'm like, well, I imagine there's a big puddle And he just dipped the thing in the puddle.
That's what I thought until he said that.
And I'm like, would you stand behind it or under it? Like, there's easier ways, my guy.
Uh-huh.
Like,
I think that was supposed to be a funny moment, and it was just like, what?
yeah, instead it was like all right. I will say, when I was watching parts of it, when they dig the satellite phone out of the pile of
I was going to mention that too. That's 250 pounds of oatmeal.
Oh, is it really?
Yes.
Oh, that's fun.
Just a fun little tidbit I read that I had to throw in here too.
Well, it's very effective because it does look like a big pile of crap. But he takes the phone and puts it to his face.
I thought that too.
He puts the phone to his face.
That was so gross.
I was like...
The whole thing was gross, but like holding it up to your face.
He had it on his face.
Yes.
He's putting on his face.
Yeah.
And then there's no poop on his face later. You know, there's no poop on any of them. They're all clean. But I'm like, rinse it off.
Yeah.
If it survived in the belly acid of the Spinosaur and went through the digestive system and came out still working, you can give that a rinse. You can give it a wipe down. Don't just put that against your ear. Like, I was like, no. Don't do it. Alan, don't do it. Oh, my God. And then he calls Ellie and gets his little kid who's got to watch Barney, which I'm like, oh, okay, it's kind of cute, but I don't know. And then, you know, finally Ellie calls him back, even though the phone, it was only supposed to have enough energy for one call, which I still don't quite understand because damn phone's been ringing this whole movie. And
Who was calling them?
A telemarketer, I guess.
I guess it was his office phone, but also why did he have an office phone as a satellite phone?
If he ran a paint shop or whatever it was,
Kirby Paint and Tile Plus.
Yeah, like, why you have a satellite phone for your job for this?
I don't know.
I mean,
Plot
I get the
convenience.
joke that, you know, when you answer it, you expect it to be someone like, hey, we haven't heard from you. Are you alive? But instead it's like...
I think it was like calling about a timeshare or something.
Yeah, and it was like, I'm like, how would they even get that number? I don't, it's a joke. It's supposed to be funny. If it was a better movie, it may have been funny.
Yeah.
Like when you said they cut out a bunch of the comedy. Well, what they left? My gosh.
They either cut out all the good jokes or they kept the only ones worth saving, and it wasn't much.
Yeah, it's like, well, what were the other jokes? Like, wow. They never do really explain what killed the people on the boat at the beginning of the movie.
I always assumed it was a Spinosaurus, because Spinosaurus is an aquatic, marine dwelling.
So the only time he actually is in his natural environment doing his natural thing, we don't get to see it. But also, like, he just took them off the boat. Like, the boat didn't get overturned.
Yeah.
It didn't get trashed. It wasn't like in the Lost World where somehow there's limbs attached to places where the T-Rex couldn't have possibly reached them.
Yeah. I don't know. It didn't make a ton of sense, but there's so much in this movie that's the least of my worries.
I know, like, when I first watched it, my first thought was, like, maybe it was a pterodon, like, swooped down and grabbed them. But then it would have got them on, it would have went after them in the sky. And
yeah.
And also, if they are running a business, and they've done this a lot, and if they would ever seen that flying around, they would have never came back. I assume.
Was it a legitimate business, though?
Well, he had a logo.
I guess it was branded.
Yeah, he had a logo. He made a banner.
Yeah,
the parachute had the name of the business on it.
That is odd.
Well,
the
unfinished
whole movie
script.
is odd. Yeah.
I mean, it is unfortunate that it was like the last Jurassic Park movie we got until, you know, they came out with Jurassic World. But I don't really know where they could have possibly gone, like, from here on out, like, plot-wise.
I mean, my idea all along has just been have people get lost on the island and have to survive, but make it people we care about. Mm-hmm. Like, yes, it's probably a worn-out trope, have people surviving on an island of monsters, but, like, who cares? I think that's cool. Just make it so we care about the people, and then it doesn't matter that we've seen this before.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and keep it simple.
Yeah. A simple plot with characters we care about, and cool dinosaurs. I feel like it should be easy, but everything we've gotten since has just been complicated to the nth degree with so many superfluous plot points that no one cares about or believes.
No. I mean, I will argue until I'm dead that no one would get bored with a dinosaur.
That has been my biggest problem. Even though I like Jurassic World, that is my biggest problem with the movie. And the fact that they just keep it. Like, even though people criticized that when it came out, they've made it a core element of the series.
It's like they're mad that people are mad, so they're just going to keep doubling down.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
No, I am like, no, I see a cow. And I'm like, ooh, a cow. Mm-hmm. I live in Iowa.
Yeah, there's cows everywhere.
There's cows everywhere. But
I don't mind looking at cows.
No, I still see a cow and I'm like, oh, cows. It just doesn't make sense. Like, have you never been to a zoo with your family? Mm-hmm. Like, how removed from society are you?
It feels like the people writing this don't know what actual people are like.
No, and they just want to do bigger and bigger and bigger, even though the first movie has proven that the simplest plot.
I think they really, really, really wanted to do genetically modified monster dinosaurs. And that's the only thing that they could think of to make it sort of make sense why InGen would start doing that. And they didn't go beyond that. And they just doubled down on that as their reason. And they said it once, so they got to keep saying it again. And even though it doesn't make sense.
No.
They just wanted the excuse to make a camouflage Spinoraptor T-Rex thing.
Well, I know, like, if you want to make a movie about genetically engineered dinosaurs raising havoc, then do that, but don't call it Jurassic Park.
Yes.
Make a separate series. Mm-hmm. You won't make it R-rated because you want the money. So keep doing what you're doing with all the PG-13 BS and throwing kids in it, because it's not Jurassic Park movie if we don't have a kid. But, like, just make your genetically engineered monster movie then. Yeah. Like when they brought in the Rancor in the last movie, you know, the genetically engineered T-Rex thingy that is in the lab. It's a Rancor. I don't remember
what it's named. It does look like a Rancor.
Yeah, it's a Rancor. But it's like, we didn't... Stop. We don't need this.
No.
There are hundreds, if not thousands, of dinosaur species. Mm-hmm. Like, I used to champion for a Dinotopia movie, but I don't think I want it anymore.
Well, we had one, but it wasn't that great.
No, I'm not gonna. Nope, we're not gonna talk about it. A good Dinotopia movie. Like, it's just... It's like, people like dinosaurs, and that's all you need.
Yeah.
Like I said from the start, like with Jurassic World, get rid of the military, get rid of the genetic testing, get rid of a lot of that, and just, we're in the dinosaur park, we lose power, and it hits the fan. Mm-hmm. Also, though, maybe have a better plan for that, because it was like they weren't planned for that at all. And a place like that would have a plan. Mm-hmm. The amount of insurance and lawyers involved. But then, in that case, you could have everybody in the park safe and still have to just go get the kids. Mm-hmm. Again, a rescue mission.
Yeah.
In the heart of Dinosaur Land, with fences down.
Which is a good, simple plot. Just write believable characters, and this movie will make $1 billion.
Yes. Unfortunately, even without a believable character, it'll still make it, but it would be enjoyable at least. You might get nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, Jurassic Park 3, it's not a terrible movie.
It's just not as good as it could have been.
It's just not, it just doesn't stand up to the Jurassic Park and even Jurassic Park 2.
Yeah.
And I feel like when they stopped with that, we all thought, okay, that's it. And then we got Jurassic World. But after, like I said, after watching Fallen Kingdom, like Jurassic Park 3 is pretty good. It's not too shabby. I'll watch it again. Mm-hmm. I'll watch it over. I can listen to Taya. I can listen to that Karen scream.
I will say, though, I remember after this movie came out and I became obsessed with Jurassic Park as a franchise. And this is also when I was like really getting into the internet, because we'd only had gotten the internet a few years before that. I was just always searching Jurassic Park news, like when are they going to make Jurassic Park 4? Mm-hmm. Everything that they were teasing and releasing about making Jurassic Park 4 sounds like a nightmare. And Jurassic World, even though I hate some of the plot points, I would have hated what they were planning for Jurassic Park 4. Because they were planning to make human dinosaur hybrids for the military, like with weapons attached to them.
Oh my god, that was a comic book back when I was a kid.
That sounds like...
Not the hybrid part, but dinosaurs with guns?
Like, who would want that? I want dinosaurs. I don't want human mutant monster lizard people.
Again, like, if you want to make that movie, but don't call it Jurassic Park.
Yes.
It doesn't need to be called Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Like, everybody seems to think that if it doesn't have the title on it, that people aren't going to want it. And it's like, well, if you make a good movie, people will watch it.
Yeah.
If you make a bad movie, they'll still watch it, but they'll complain about it.
Yes, that's what I was just going to say. They'll watch it.
You know, it's like
they'll complain about
all the Transformer movies. Like, by the time the last one came out, it made a ton of money, but they stopped because it was so bad, nobody liked it. Mm-hmm. But I don't think the Jurassic World movies are going down that. I think we'll get more.
Oh, I'm sure.
But maybe someday someone will make a actual Jurassic Park movie and maybe try again.
I feel like it will happen. I don't know that it will happen anytime soon, but I feel like it just makes sense to go back to the source material, do a miniseries, HBO Max. I feel like that would be so much better than just making another movie.
Yeah. Especially like when we talked about the Lost World book and how different that is from the Lost World movie.
Yeah.
And that it would be a very interesting miniseries.
Yeah. Even just, you could do both books and have it be a two-season miniseries.
Yeah, because Jurassic Park book and movie are not...
They're so different.
They're so different.
Yeah.
Like, the book is a horror, and the movie's an action-adventure. Like, if you put that on HBO Max, you could do... I know they don't really do R ratings, but you could do an adult...
MA.
Yeah, an MA series with the blood, with the gore, with the horror.
And even if they didn't, there are ways to cut around some of that.
Oh, yeah. PG-13 horror movies have been doing it for ages. You just cut before you lose your head.
I feel like the best compromise would be somewhere in the middle. Like, I like the characters from the movie better than the characters from the book. If you could somehow hybridize the two and do something closer to the characters from the movie, but something closer to the plot of the book, that would be, to me, a perfect miniseries.
Well, if you bring Lex from the book into...
No, I don't want Lex from the book.
Nobody's going to root for that little kid. They're going to want that kid to die.
I want Lex and Tim from the movie, not Lex and Tim from the book.
Yeah. But I feel like Jurassic Park 3, though, I think if you had the money, it would be an excellent movie to remake.
Yes. It has so much potential.
Yes. Like, you could easily take some of the concepts from the Lost World book and also... I don't think they talk about in Jurassic Park 3, I don't think they acknowledge the Lost World.
They briefly mention
like,
it
hardly at all.
At the beginning, well, when they first get on the island, I believe.
Yeah, they mention...
They're talking about, like, they wanted him because he'd been to the island before. And he was like, that's a different island. And then I think they mentioned something about... Something about what had happened in the previous movie, and he says, I was never on that island. That was somebody else. Something like that.
And it's just like kind of past.
It's a brief mention.
Yeah, just to kind of acknowledge that, oh yeah, that totally happened. Mm-hmm. Which is weird, because you'd think Alan would be the first person to be like, oh yeah, T-Rex loose in L.A. That's wild. I saw that on the news.
He probably was like, glad I'm not there.
Yeah, frickin' Ian. Knew he was an idiot from the start. You know? And yeah, because they only really reference, well, I don't know if it was a studio issue because they're all together. I don't know. It's just weird. It's weird when movies that are supposed to be concurrent with each other aren't.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't like a trilogy. It's not like Star Wars where they lead up to one finale. Like, this is just a series where they don't really have to be connected to each other.
Yeah.
But it is kind of weird how it is disconnected from.
Yeah.
Like, you would never know that the Lost World even happened. Like,
not really.
If you watched Jurassic Park and then went to Jurassic Park 3...
If you didn't know about the Lost World Jurassic Park, it wouldn't make any difference to Jurassic Park. You would not be lost.
No, and the conversation that they're having, you'd just be like, oh, whatever.
It's some lore.
Yeah. Like, it was, all right. But otherwise, they don't really talk about anything. Mm-hmm. 1 year to film. Unfinished script. Disaster.
Yeah. Oh, well. Mm-hmm. I still like a bunch of it for what it is, but it is not as good as I remembered it from when I first saw it when I was a teenager.
No. It's just there. It's worth watching once.
Mm-hmm. It's better than some of what we're getting now. Mm-hmm. Oh, well. Well, I think that will be all for our Jurassic Park series. At some point in the future, I might come back and talk about some of the Jurassic World stuff. I don't think Sam has any interest in that.
No, only if you want to hear me get really mad for a really long time.
Yeah. If I do that, it won't be for a while because this has already taken us a year to do this one. So that'll be a project for me in the future, maybe. So I'm sure we'll be back with something completely unrelated to this in the future. Mm-hmm. So until next time.
See you later.
Thanks for listening to Every Version Ever. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to subscribe and follow my co-hosts as well. All of our links will be in the description below. If you'd like more podcasts like this one, all of our shows are available on YouTube as well as most podcast platforms. If you'd like to support this show, check out Johncast Media on Patreon for everything here, plus bonus and extended episodes you won't find anywhere else. We'll be back soon with another brand new episode, so thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.